Joining me now, Ohio Republican Senator Bernie Moreno. Thank you so much, Senator, for being here. I want to take a turn to some other topics that we didn't cover with the congressman. This week, the markets went haywire after the president didn't rule out the possibility of a recession. Even though the Commerce Secretary declared that there would not be one, the vice president said this on Thursday.
Well, look, I think you never can predict the future, but I think the economy, the fundamentals of the economy are actually quite strong right now, and we'll see how this unfolds.
Are you comfortable with the president forging ahead with these tariffs, even if it plunges the economy into a recession?
Well, I don't think it's going to plunge the economy into a recession. You saw the new inflation report, lowest inflation in 5 years. I think our trade relationships having been reset is a really good thing for Ohio and for the Midwest, which is fair and reciprocal trade, making more products here in America, giving Americans better, higher paying jobs, ending the scourge of fentanyl that caused 110,000 Americans to die. So I think the best years of this country are ahead of us and are ahead of us very soon.
Well, some of your Republican colleagues are not comfortable with the president's approach. Here's what Senator Rand Paul said.
The tariff wars are a big mistake and not good for my state, from bourbon distillers to car manufacturers to the makers of fences to the builders of homes to our farmers. Nobody in Kentucky is coming up to me and say, please put tariffs on things.
Your state is home to nearly 100,000 auto industry workers. General Motors, Stellantis, Honda all have factories there. But you made your living through a chain of Cleveland area car dealerships. Are you concerned about the tariffs' impacts on the auto industry?
Yeah, the impact is going to be very, very positive. We sell about 4 million cars in America that are made in Mexico and Canada. Those cars were once made in Ohio, in Michigan, in Wisconsin, in Indiana. We need to bring that manufacturing back. I love Rand. I think he's a great guy on fiscal issues, but he's dead wrong on where the auto industry sits. The UAW is firmly behind tariffs. The auto industry understands that localizing production is important. These are the jobs that make communities thrive. These are good, high-paying jobs. We need them in the Midwest.
Well, there are some warning signs that boost in American production might not happen at all. S&P Global is forecasting a massive production halt for the auto industry, with the probability of an extended disruption at 50%. It reads, with tariffs now imposed on Canada and Mexico, we expect significant disruption in the region. S&P Global Mobility sees potential for North American production to drop by up to 20,000 units per day within a week. We now expect that the tariff posture, messaging, and coverage through 2025 will be erratic, placing automakers and suppliers mid or long-term vehicle and facility planning in virtual gridlock. That does not sound like a manufacturing boom.
Well, look, these experts are funded by lobbyists who have an agenda. Look, it's very simple. I talk to car company CEOs from all over the world every single solitary week. And the consistent message is we're going to build more in America. Now, they ask for more time, but at the end of the day, I haven't heard one CEO that isn't planning to add manufacturing capacity. In fact, here in Cleveland Cliffs just announced an incentive for their employees, a $1,000 bonus to buy American-made cars. They're making massive investments throughout their entire footprint. We're going to see an automotive manufacturing renaissance in this country that's been long overdue.
Well, even Tesla has apparently sent a letter to the trade representative asking to examine the president's policies, saying it could harm Tesla. It reads, Tesla encourages USTR to consider the downstream impacts. Even with aggressive localization of the supply chain, certain parts and components are difficult or impossible to source in the United States. And that's Elon Musk's company. Is the president going to listen to Elon Musk?
Well, I think that, first of all, President Trump listens to a lot of people, and ultimately he makes the decision. That's what's different now than 4 years ago. Joe Biden was out counting chickens in the backyard. Look, the reality is this. This is about how much time do these companies need to bring their production back to the U.S. Given the right time frame and the right rules of the road, which we're going to set for them, you're going to see that boom here. By the way, it's important for national security. We need to make more things here in America. We can't be a services only economy. President Trump understands that. That's what we're going to get to.
And finally, speaking of Tesla, the president bought one this week in an attempt to boost its stock after it plunged about 38% amid Musk's Doge cuts. Here's what he said. Listen to this. Okay, we don't have that sound there. But, sir, there was basically a display at the White House there. He surveyed some cars. It was happening as, Americans' 401k accounts were facing some struggles because of this tariff war happening right now. Was that an appropriate thing for the president to do there? Was it sensitive to the moment that we're in, buying a car, using the White House as a backdrop for that?
Well, first of all, he's promoting American-made products. I applaud him for doing that. He's not the first president to do that. Most presidents have done something like it in the past. Joe Biden did it in his term and excluded Tesla. I think at the end of the day, you have Democrats now being anti-EV. So maybe we get some balance now because they were only EV. Look, the reality is this. President Trump is a president that's going to reindustrialize this country, bring back our might of the Midwest, and that's why he's so popular in states like mine.
I guess we'll have to find out if AOC still has her Tesla or not. Senator Bernie Moreno, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.